Oh, it's lit. We prime time. Subscribe, like, and share. Give us your feedback. Yo, I'm Manny at the plate and Kobe off a steal. Gretzky for the goal and Brady at the wheel. I'm a game changer, the Osaka of the tennis. And breaking scoreboards, Simone of the Olympics. Defense and big business, the Mayweather who way better. From the greatness of Jim Brown, I've been down. Talking sports before I was off the porch. Screaming Bo knows while Jordan was playing horse. Late 80s getting torched by the drive and the shot. 2016 got a ring off the three in the block. They eased to forgot the cardiac kids. Price and Doherty, Bale in the Indian years. This who it is. Your host DeeTrynt, yo, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer. Yo, your host DeeTrynt, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer.
Yo, DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz. That was really good. It's been a little minute, you know what I'm saying? I ain't been able to get up with y'all, really talk about what's been going on out here in these streets, you feel me? But right now, we gonna talk NBA playoffs, you feel me? We gonna talk what is going on in the league today, okay? Is it that guys really just don't want to play with certain guys no more? Does the NBA players really run everything now? Like, has it really come to that? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's really real. Welcome, y'all. I ain't seen y'all in a minute. I ain't talked to y'all in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I missed y'all. I swear I did. I swear I missed y'all. But we got to talk about the elimination game first. All right? Who got eliminated? The Philadelphia 76ers. They go down 90-99 to the Miami Heat. They lose 4-2. And Miami got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. I mean, how do you trade for James Harden? You give up Ben Simmons. You give up Seth Curry. You give up Andre Drummond. 1st round pick swaps. Now, mind you, though, when Daryl Morey, that's the GM for the 76ers right now, he was trying to get rid of Ben Simmons, he was asking for the kitchen sink. And then when he finally got rid of Ben Simmons, he gave up the kitchen sink. So I think it's quite legitimate for people to say, oh, he was after James Harden the whole time. They had a scheme. They had a plan. I guess the question is, was Embiid part of the plan? Was he in on it? Did they fill him in at the end when he already after James got there? I don't know. But did Philly win a trade? I mean, this Philly and Miami series was not really that competitive. I mean, Miami won how they been winning. Jimmy Butler to do it all on both ends. Tyler Hero come in and he, you know what I'm saying, he do what he do. Bam Adebayo do what he do on both ends. You know what I'm saying? You seen Victor Oladipo sightings. You seen there was no Duncan Robinson, which is interesting. They gave Duncan Robinson $90 million, and he's not impactful in the playoffs on the championship run. There's got to be cause for concern, even though it's very possible that he was just a bad matchup against Philly, and having him James Harden might have caught his stride. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are arguing if James Harden even wanted to play last night, if he showed up. They go into halftime. They go into, when I looked up, they went into the third quarter down 11. It was 63-74 or something like that. James Harden took 2 shots in the second half. I'm starting to believe that Doc is not a well-liked coach. You know, Doc ain't won a ring since he had Garnett, Pierce, Allen, and Rondo with Perkins now. He's done nothing. He's blown leads. He's had one of the better teams in the league every year that he's coached. And he has 2 finals appearances and 1 win to show for it. You kind of got to question the coaching. It was unfortunate Danny Green went down. I think that might have took a lot of heart out of him because he's a champion, a guy who's won multiple rings. So that hurt. Nobody else on that team has a championship pedigree. But Philly, man, got a lot of questions to answer. I thought it was quite interesting, though, Joel Embiid comments after the game. Now, me personally, I don't think he threw James Harden under the bus. I think he just said out loud what we both was thinking. And part of me has to believe, a large part of me believes, he had this conversation with James already. Maybe it wasn't yesterday. Maybe it was right after he came. He had this conversation. Because James Harden is out of shape. Bottom line. He has a lingering hamstring injury, which means you don't do no yoga, no Pilates, you don't do no real stretching. I mean, you starting to get the stigma of Anthony Davis. Y'all just think y'all so raw, y'all don't got to work out in the off season? Is that the consensus? You don't have to do that? I can't understand for the life of me how a guy who forced his way out of Houston, who couldn't make it work in New York and in Brooklyn, found his way to Philly with Embiid, and y'all still couldn't do nothing. Now let's not take nothing away from the Miami Heat. Eric Spoelstra is a phenomenal coach. They have a very talented and veteran team, even without Kyle Lowry, who will probably be coming back at some point in the next series. But man, Philly got a lot of questions to answer, bro. I don't know where Tobias Harris going. I feel like I always said Tobias should have went to Portland, but I don't know now. I don't know who's gonna take that contract. I don't even know who he fit with. We ain't gonna trip on it. Miami 99-90 over the Philadelphia 76ers. They're out of here. Miami is waiting on their next opponent, who will probably be the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, Milwaukee is playing Boston tonight, and I believe they're up 3-2. I ain't gonna lie. If Chris Middleton was playing, this series might be over already. Because Giannis having his way. And I could just imagine how many open shots Chris Middleton would have right now if he was playing. Because it's getting ugly. And then we can't forget, man, my boy Jrue Holiday, his defensive skills is just so fucking amazing. Like, dude, Jrue Holiday really just Drew's so raw, bro. Like, y'all, you just gotta understand what he brings to the table. All right. So in this game the other day, Drew had 24 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, and had a plus minus of 14. He had the best plus minus of the game. Mind you, he shot 9 for 24. Nine for 24, bro. And he still put up a stat line like that. Miami gonna have their hands full. But the series is not over yet with Milwaukee and Boston. They will play tonight. If I'm not mistaken, they're playing in Boston. Oh, they playing in Milwaukee. Oh yeah. And they playing in Milwaukee. I'm gonna say this. I think Drew and Giannis go for 30 tonight in a closeout. I think Drew Holiday let his offensive game go this game in a closeout. I think he gonna come with it. You know what I'm saying? Um, Boston almost there, and it's kind of hurtful because Boston been a contender in the East for the last 7-8 years. '16, '17, '18, '19, '20, '21. 6-7 years is 22. Last 6-7 seasons, they've been either in the conference finals or in the second round. This is going to be a disappointing exit for Boston. The one thing about them though is they got a rookie head coach in Udoka. He's done very well with this team, and they're still a piece away from actually really being a juggernaut-ish type of team. They need a stretch 4 or 5 really bad. Like they need a scoring 5 really bad. Tatum with Jaylen Brown, with Derek White and Marcus Smart, that's a hell of a combination. Peyton Pritchard plays really well. I like Neesmith. You know, Tice know the team, so he back. Robert Williams is definitely a defensive anchor. But, you know, they still a piece away. Milwaukee, bro, I don't know who's going to beat them besides Phoenix. Because Milwaukee just looked that good. But I expect them to win tonight.
Hold your horses. Hold your horses. There's some boys over there in that Bay Area that'll beat anybody. Checking out.
So with that being said, let's go to the other game tonight. Memphis versus Golden State. All right. Now, Golden State is up 3-2 in this series. Golden State is at home. Golden State probably should close this out. The problem is Memphis is a better overall team than them. And Memphis, without their star player, is 21-6 on the season. Golden State with their full squad is barely over 500 this year. Now, I mean, it's not like Golden State don't know how to close out games, you know, but they are without Steve Kerr, and you're asking Mike Brown to coach a closeout. Now, shout out to Mike Brown. Mike Brown just got hired as the new head coach for the Sacramento Kings, which is part of the reason why I think they either gonna exit this round or the next round. They're not making it to the finals, but we'll get there in a second. I believe Memphis gonna win this game. Memphis gonna win by 4. They don't have an answer for Jaren Jackson. And Draymond Green act like he allergic to putting up 15 to 20 points. Desmond Bane and Dylan Brooks give Jordan Poole and Steph Curry so many problems. It's hard to give Clay problems, but Clay's still trying to find his form back from injury. So his defense ain't where it used to be because he's still coming off an injury, even though it's still really fucking good. And also his jump shot ain't as consistent. Now he's trying to add more things to his game, doing more things off the dribble and things like that. But I believe we are witnessing the end of an era in Golden State. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if they won tonight. I'm not going to be upset if they win and all, but I don't think they're going to win tonight. I think this series goes 7. I would hope Ja Morant will be back for Game 7. And it's going to be in Memphis. And, it's all about the TV ratings, man. Memphis is a good team that's been good the last few years. They had a nice little run earlier in the like 210s, 215, a 207, 07 to like 213 or something. 2013 when I say 213. And they really didn't get no popularity from it. But right now, with a number 2 overall pick, a number 4 overall pick leading your team, and a bunch of other like gritty guys, I could see this. Going 7 games. Let Memphis get another home game. Then Golden State get their home game. Memphis get one more home game, and maybe Steve Kerr comes back, and Ja Morant comes back, and you have an excellent Game 7. And I just think for the West Coast, because the West Coast playoffs ain't as interesting as the East Coast playoffs, and it's just what it is this year. So I can see them going Game 7. I got Memphis winning by 4. I'm gonna go out on them and say this game don't even go over 100 points. I know that's far-fetched to say, as much points as they've been scoring, but I really think this turns into a really good defensive game. And I just think when it comes down defense to defense, I just think Memphis can put up a couple more points because they got a few more bodies that can score on every level. You know what I'm saying? You still got, you got Bane and Dylan Brooks going to do what they do from the perimeters. All right. Tyus Jones going to come in and run the offense. DeAnthony Melton going to come in and do what he do. But you still got Jaren Jackson, Brian Clark, Steven Adams, Kenny Anderson, I believe. Is that his name, Kenny Anderson? Xavier Tillman. Hungry young guys who not intimidated by Golden State, who feel like they get the ball more when Ja Morant not playing, even though they love playing with Ja Morant. So I just feel like this going Game 7. I got Memphis tonight by 4. Speaking on the Game 7, you got Dallas and Phoenix, who played last night after the Sixers elimination. And this is one of those things where I feel like the NBA is rigged. I'm sorry to say it like that, but there was no way the Mavericks should have won last night. and they won convincingly. And that's no knock on Luka, but come on, bro. Dallas really ain't got the squad to be playing against Phoenix like that. You know what I'm saying? I, I just, it's hard for me to be convinced that Chris Paul is going to lose to Luka Doncic in the second round when he got Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. It's hard for me to accept that as a possible truth. It's possible, but I just don't think it's going to happen. CP3 is the point guard. They're going to play game 7 tomorrow, Saturday, May 14th. Because today is Friday the 13th. You checking in live with DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz. I don't know where you tuning in from. You could be tuning in from Twitter, from Facebook, maybe from Twitch, from YouTube. We definitely follow us on Spotify and Anchor. We always up here. If you want to get in here and speak your piece, what I'm saying, you feedback, you want to get in on the topic, feel free to always hit that link that you see in the chat or wherever you're streaming, wherever you're viewing from. What I'm saying? Get up here and holler at me, man. We can really talk about it. I talk about Cleveland sports a lot more than everybody else, even though I kind of keep up with everybody else. And lately, I just been mostly on my Cleveland shit, but I still got feedback for you. I know the game. What I'm saying? I know enough of the game to be spitting back. So, DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk. Make sure y'all hit that link. Come fuck with me. But as I was saying, I just don't see. I don't see how CP3 loses to Dallas. I don't even know how Dallas won 3 games. But if Luka Raw, Luka Raw. I ain't gonna shout out to Luke. He fired. But I just don't see them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see Chris Paul being cool with that being a stain on his legacy. I don't see Devin Booker letting Luka outplay him in a closeout game and Devin Booker be closing out series. So that's why I think Golden State and Memphis don't go to Game 7, just like Dallas and Phoenix going to Game 7. Phoenix get the win at home. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it come to who I think gonna win that, I'm jumping back. Well, who I think gonna win that Memphis Golden State? I got Memphis taking the series. I got Golden State blowing another 3-1 lead. Yes, I do. And I feel like they breaking that team up. Yeah. I feel like they breaking that team up. Bruh, they got Jordan Poole, Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, and James Wiseman. My guy. Anybody could start over with that core. All right? Mike Brown about to go. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Because when they break this team up, and say the foul. When they break after blowing the 3, Steph will be on the market.
You broke up when you said break this team up. You broke up. You hear me?
Oh, bro? Yeah. Oh, he did it on purpose.
You said break this team up. They said, yeah. They stopped you. You lost all your bars up there. They said no. Man, what are you talking about? All right, we good though. It looked like it's going in and out.
I see the bars down. I see my bar. Let me see if I can get my bars up. Oh, they fluctuating with the bars up. Okay. I think we back to full strength right now. It looked like it's going ham. So I'm gonna say this again. When they break this team up, this Golden State Warrior team in 2022, for blowing another 3-1 lead, you feel me? Clay gonna get traded. Draymond gonna get traded. And I think Steph gonna be the last to get traded. But what's gonna happen is Steve Kerr gonna step down, and they gonna get a new coach. Now, who that new coach is? I will say this, and this far-fetched as hell. I will say this is far-fetched, but kudos to the Golden State Warriors organization for being so conscious of the NBA landscape and what's going on with other players and other people outside of Golden State and just in the NBA community period. They do a lot of reaching out. Like, them guys is really good guys, all of them. You know, especially they stars, Steph, Dre, and Clay. Like, you know, Kerr. Like they like them really good guys. Even Mike Brown, man, them really good guys. So I wouldn't be surprised if they brought Mark Jackson back. Now, I will say, if Mark Jackson do go back, and I think they will bring him back to allow him to showcase his talent, because I think part of them would feel like, damn, like they ain't even giving Mark, and I know Marker. But they did say he had beef with some people. I don't know, man. You know, time heals all wounds, man. You know what I'm saying? Time away, and you know, a lot of things can happen, man. But that young core of Poole, Moody, Kuminga, and Wiseman, and I mean, you could keep Andrew Wiggins or you could trade him. I like that. I like that young core. I think that's a nice young core to build around. Because I think all of them got a potential to be a star in this league. You know, you would need a facilitator down there to really make it go. You know, that's a whole nother conversation. We can get into the possibilities. I could sound like a hater, like, hey, he just want to break the Golden State team up. But, you know, on them sentiments, it's not that I want to break them up per se, but come on, bro, like the wheels done fell off. You know what I'm saying? Don't be those guys who can't accept the end of your glory run and put other players' careers on hold. You know what I'm saying? When they break this team up, Draymond likely to retire. But because Draymond got an ego, he might try to go one more team or play another couple years just on his name and cachet alone just to see. But if he does that, he got to score the fucking ball, which is something we're going to be looking for tonight to see if he got any type of offensive repertoire. Because you've been doing this all this time. You got to have some type of offensive go-to moves. You got to be able to do something, bro. Clay is a star on anybody else's team. And Clay need to be able to get with some young gunners who could play. I ain't going to even start throwing out names, but I think Clay deserves his own team. In my opinion, I just think he deserves his own team. To be honest, Steph. So Steph is like the heart and soul of Golden State. I mean, if I had to put my money on it, I would say Steph will retire a Warrior. I don't know if it's even possible for a team to offer Golden State enough to trade Steph. But in my opinion, you got some young gunners down there who can run. Now, I'm not opposed to you keeping Steph and Poole. And this shit gonna sound so crazy. Let Steph come off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Steph can come off the bench. You don't gotta play no D, bro. You just come off the bench and light that bitch up. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna pay you because you Steph. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's some illogical shit. That's some old far-fetched. Oh, fine, you tripping. You all left field, bro. You sound like you hating all that. Now I'm just looking at it, bro. Like Steph 33, Clay like 30, 31, Draymond like 30, like 32, 34, some shit like that. Or Draymond 32, Clay 30, 30, and or Steph 34 or some shit like that. Like, bro, like, what do you think happened when people get to everybody not LeBron, bro? Niggas is not about to be Jordan or LeBron scoring averaging 30 points a game in their 40s. Like that's not real. Steph off the bench for a rebuilding Warriors team that's got a nice young team, you know what I'm saying? And eventually he go ahead and get, he pull a Kevin Love. Man, that's cool. Now, another scenario, because I just like talking about this right quick, dude. Why we keep moving? I just like talking about this right quick. Now, and then DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz. You feel what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna transition this into my Cavaliers. All right, because this is what we came from. You know what I'm saying? This is what people come talk to me about. It's really about these Cleveland sports, but today it's specifically about them Cavs. You know what I'm saying? I like this move here. I said this last year, and I'll say it again this year. Kevin Love for Andrew Wiggins, straight up. I'm gonna keep saying that. You know why? Because Andrew Wiggins is a two-way three who could score. You ain't got to ask him to be the number one scorer. But his versatility on defense to pair with Mobley and Jarrett Allen fulfilling that need is fire. Kevin Love going over there with them at Golden State, they need that. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Love gonna help stretch the floor. He another vet. He on a 1-year expiring contract. You feel me? Cleveland get a young stud that probably ain't gonna demand that same money on the re-sign. You feel me? He hungry. You know what I'm saying? He a former Cavs pick anyway. You feel me? Nah. Oh, we might have to sweeten the deal. Y'all can have Chetty too. You can't have my first round pick because I'm about to use that. And I'm gonna get to that in a second. Because I'm about to use that. But you got Chetty. No offense. You feel me? You get Chetty or you get a future second round pick. I give you a future second. Love and a future second for Wiggins. Can't have no pick this year. I ain't trading no picks this year. I'm trying to clear roster space so I could do something. You feel me? But I think Love going back to the West Coast. I think him playing in Golden State. Ain't nothing wrong with Love playing with Golden State, nigga. Russell Westbrook played with LeBron. Fucking Kyrie played with Durant. You feel me? Like ain't none of that. You feel me? Ain't none of that. So Love could go back to the West Coast where he probably like his sunshine. He gonna be able to put up his shots. He already proved he could be a valuable piece for them. Wiseman gonna come back next year for him. You feel me? And Kevin Love gonna get him more production than Andrew Wiggins. But Andrew Wiggins for us gonna be fire because his versatility is what we need, man. So and getting into this Cavs team, man. You know, it's been a lot of talk about um, who should stay and go. Okay, in my opinion, they shouldn't make absolutely no moves unless it's either A, absolutely necessary, or it's too good to pass up. They have no reason to really move no pieces because everything that they want, with the exception of a facilitating point guard that's a facilitating big guard. You know what I'm saying? I think he should be like 6'5". They need like a 6'5", 6'6" long point guard who could pass and penetrate off the dribble. If he could shoot, I ain't tripping. But if he can at least hit open set shots, that's raw. But he could penetrate, pass, facilitate the offense. We need one of those. But he got to be able to defend, most importantly, with his facilitating and penetration. Got to be able to defend. You know what I'm saying? And I think you can get one of those in the draft. They also need a defensive center who can rebound. I don't even care if he can run the floor or not. I care that he get on the glass on both ends and he can protect the rim. These two guys are the most important because are the second most important together as a unit. I put them equally second most important because these two guys, these two additions will enable JB Bickerstaff to really play with the lineup and really play matchup ball. Because right now, Darius Garland is the only facilitator on the team from the perimeter. Jarrett Allen is the only rebounder and rim protector on the team and on the defensive end. I'm not saying that Mobley can't rebound and can't defend the rim. I'm just saying that's not his role. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line, that's not his role. That's not what he's here for. The fact that he could do that is a major plus, but that is not his role. Not even in the slightest. His role is to be a scorer who can dominate the game. That is his role, and that is going to be one of JB. Side notes. That's JB Bickerstaff number one objective in this offseason is to make Evan Mobley a first option. Evan Mobley has to be the first option in year 2. I'm going to get on why I say that in a second. He has to be the first option. He has to be the number one option. He has to. But that point guard I mentioned and that rebounder helps out a lot. The number one need, because I said they was the number 2. The number one most important they need is a 3. They need a 3 and D guy. Andrew Wiggins is a 3 and D guy. And man, you got Darius Garland passing you the ball with Colin Sexton coming back, bro. Like, it could get crucial. It could get crucial. Now, there's a few guys in the draft coming out. And the Cavs have 3 draft picks. They got whatever that lottery pick turned out to be when the NBA lottery comes up next week. And they got 2 picks in the second round. in my opinion, these picks have to be a tall defensive point guard that can facilitate and penetrate, and a big man, a 6'11", 270, or he got to be a big boy. You know what I'm saying? With enough athleticism to be able to block and rebound on both ends. He ain't got to do, bro. Just come in. Whatever the rest of your game is, bro, we can get you there. But just come in and block and rebound. So that way we can open up Jared Allen more on the offensive end, and he don't have to carry the whole defensive load, and you got somebody to soak up fouls, and then you can free Darius Garland up on the offensive end, and he don't have to carry the load of getting everybody involved, especially with Colin Sexton and Karis LeVert coming back. Now, let's get to the meat of this, where people talk about, oh, you can't keep everybody, and oh, the Cavs gonna have to do this or do that. The Cavs don't have to do nothing. If they keep this whole team as is, if they can't work out something with Colin Sexton, and he just played for the $10 million on this last year, from the qualifying offer, the Cavs are in next season with Chetty, Love, and Colin coming off the books. That's $50 million. So, plus the NBA salary cap gonna go up, probably about another $20 to $25 million. So the Cavs gonna be looking at 70, 80 million in cap room to play with. This is where I don't understand where people like, oh, they gotta do this to do that. They're ahead of the rebuild. It's officially over. Now, we can say this. We can ask this question, though. This is a legitimate question. Are the Cavaliers at a point where they want to pick who they want to build around and do it like that? Is Darius Garland, Jared Allen, and Evan Mobley their big three? I don't like that idea. This is no knock, no player. But I like to call it like I believe I see it. So Darius Garland is a facilitator who can stretch the floor. And he's really good at that. You want him to be able to play some defense. And he going to grow because he's young. You want him to be able to finish at the rim. But he going to get there because he's young. But right now, he is on a team. And him as a facilitator and a stretch point guard is really helpful for this team. Jared Allen can defend the rim, can play above the rim, can finish above the rim, can rebound, has post moves, has a mid-range jump shot. But he is not the number one option on the team. Neither is Darius Garland the number one option on the team. But them as a number 2 or number 3 or 4 option is really good for your team, because at that role they can get you 20 here, 30 here. You know what I'm saying? 20 and 10. You know what I'm saying? Both ways, 20 and 10. And you need that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get in them playoffs, it's about strategy. Neither one of them can consistently beat a man off the dribble or off the move. They need help. They need each other in the pick and roll. You want to lock them in. Allen got $100 million. If it's me, I wouldn't give Darius Garland the max. I would not give Darius Garland more than I would give Sexton. I would give them both $150 million, bro. And I say this: Steph Curry, the best point guard, contract wise, and he make $50 million a season. I could pay Darius and Sexton 25, 30 million a piece in this NBA. Especially when I'm giving Love 30. I could definitely give them 30 in the future. Or at least give them something close to 30, knowing when they re-up on their next contracts after we didn't really made splashes and became a real force, a legitimate force. And y'all can come back and get 35, 40. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever your game dictate. You know what I'm saying? Which probably be around 30. Anyway, somewhere around 30. Somewhere between 25 and 35. Because when it boils down, they kind of role players. Now, I don't say that to be disrespectful. I say that to say, like, to be a dominant force in this league, you have to be A, basketball gifted, 2, some type of athletic gifted, and mentally gifted. Most of the dominant stars are, like the premier stars, bro, they what, 6'5", 6'6" to 7'1". And these guys are really premier guys. Now you got a guy like that. You got 2 guys potentially like that. You got Evan Mobley, which is why I'm saying he need to become the feature guy in the offense, so these other guys can get off even more. And you got Isaac Okoro. Now, people be so, Cleveland fans are so, and remember, you rocking with DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz, you know what I'm saying, streaming on multiple social media platforms, you feel me? Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, you know what I'm saying? You can catch it on Anchor or Spotify, you know what I'm saying? You see the links in the comment section, so feel free to join in, you know what I'm saying? Feel free to get in here and make your piece if you guys want, you feel me? But Isaac Okoro can be a dominant force. I'm going to keep saying this. I think his ceiling is Kawhi Leonard or more. I really believe that. At 20 years old, you've already played 2 years in the league. You're already a premier defensive force. You can beat people with your first step. You added some type of 3-point set shot. So now it's just about working on your handles. And you play with Darius Garland. Over these next 2 seasons, I can guarantee you will see Isaac Okoro not only improving his ball handling, but his jumper off the dribble. So I'm not really worried about that. But that's 1 or 2 seasons from now where I feel like he put it all together by the time he like 22. Because if we looking at it, Sexton put it together by the time he was 22. Darius Garland put it together by the time he was 22. You know what I'm saying? Evan Mobley most likely gonna have it together by the time he's 22. I think he really gonna have it together next year. Jared Allen got his slated by the time he was 22. Marketing had his name slated by the time he was 22. So, and this is why another reason adding to the point where I say I could trade Love for Wiggins, because I know Love not gonna stay long term, and I think Wiggins only got 2 years left on his deal. So now you feel a need, you play a role. I can move Marketing to the backup 4. I can get me a rebounding 5 that can defend. You feel me? I still got Karis LeVert. I really hope we bring back Dean Wade. This is why I'm like, we got to go ahead and get rid of Love and Chadney. Love did exactly what I wanted him to do. He bought in. He helped make them a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? He put up his numbers, got his money, increased his trade value. This is all I ask. Now all I need for Kobe to do is have the heart to move. Chetty Osman, I like Chetty a lot, bro. And unfortunately, I want to see what Dylan Windler got. Karis LeVert gonna get a lot more shot attempts. Sexton gonna get what he get. I like Wade need Dean Wade and Lamar Stevens. Now I still got Lamar Stevens locked in for like another. I'm saying I'm Kobe Altman, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not Kobe Altman. It's not my team. But I'm just, I'm just using it like that. Now I got Lamar Stevens locked in for another couple seasons. Dean Wade a free agent. I need Dean Wade back. Because you got a lot of players on this Cavaliers team who fit a need, who fit a role. Colin can beat anybody off the dribble and score, but he only like 6'1", 6'2". But I got Karis LeVert that can come in right behind him and do it at 6'7". So I met my goal there. I got Isaac Okoro, who's who's my defensive guy, who offensive game gonna grow. He a team guy, so whether I start him or bring him off the bench, that's cool. But if I got Andrew Wiggins right there, I got a legitimate reason to bring him off the bench. And then he can come off the bench as a 3, or he can come off the bench as a 2 behind Sexton, and LeVert can play the 3. Now, I'm going to throw this out there too, though. Because if Karis LeVert can actually be a facilitator with his scoring, then he could be the backup point guard behind behind Garland. But I don't like Karis LeVert in that role. I like Karis LeVert being able to come in and get buckets and playing with guys who can help him get buckets. So the idea of Lauri Markkanen and Karis LeVert as my 2 guys off the bench is fire as fuck. But if you go, I'm coming off the bench with Isaac Okoro, Karis LeVert, and Lauri Markkanen. Come on, my guy. That's fire. That's raw. And then I still could bring Lamar Stevens and Dean Wade in, who gonna give me tough defense and enough offense to keep the opposing offense, the other team's defense honest enough, because they can either hit open shots from 3, and Lamar Stevens' case mid range, and he can get off the dribble off a couple moves. They can both finish at and above the rim. You know what I'm saying? They both get on the boards. You know what I'm saying? And you need those type of junkyard dogs on your team. Now, you got to understand, like, the Cavs building a championship team. So, they have to be able to play matchups. It's going to be games where Garland going to have to run the point, and it's going to be games and situations where Sexton going to have to run the point. So it's going to be imperative that Sexton get to be more willing to display his facilitating, capabilities. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line. But this Cavs team, though, they really headed in the right direction, bro. When it comes to all the awards, man, like, we finished in the top 5 of everything. You know what I'm saying? Reception of MVP, most improved, 6-man, rookie of the year. You got coach of the year. You know what I'm saying? If Allen wasn't hurt, he probably would have finished in top for defensive player of the year. You know what I'm saying? If we went to the playoffs, I think Isaac Okoro would have got some consideration for defensive player of the year. And I think a lot of the reason why they didn't win those awards is because they didn't go to the playoffs. And not because they didn't go to the playoffs specifically, but it's the way they didn't make it to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? To really fall off like that at the end, it's hard to reward you for stumbling at the finish line. That's really not how it works. Sometimes you don't even get rewarded for crossing the finish line first, let alone for stumbling across. You know what I'm saying? But these Cavs, man, they in a really good place. I think this is one of those years where the Cavs could end up with a better pick than they anticipate. I anticipate the Cavs pulling the top 10 pick. I do. I think they're gonna get in the top 10. I'm really, really of the mind state that they're gonna get in the top 10 this year. Um, worst case scenario, they get 14. You know, saying that they might get somewhere around 11 or 12. But I think the NBA guys gonna look out for us, and the Cavs gonna get like a top 8 pick, which is cool. And I think they should use that pick on the point guard because you gotta have a young stud that can come in and grow with the team. You know what I'm saying? A guy that could potentially be another rookie of the year. The Cavs don't. When they bring in their next veteran, it has to be a superstar. Now, people will argue, oh, but you said bring in Wiggins. But you got to understand, Wiggins feels a need, and he's young, and he's our former pick anyway. You know what I'm saying? A guy who can run the floor, play defense in multiple positions, who can score the ball. You know what I'm saying? Whether he get it off the dribble or playing off ball. You know what I'm saying? He ain't ball needy. So that would allow Garland and Sexton to really do what they do, and it allow Mobley to get off. And I just feel like Colin Sexton is a very influential player, bro. He just seemed like one of them people that when you play with him, bro, you can't help but to play like a dog. Like you can't help but to want to shit on whoever across from you, bro, because Colin played with so much force. He played with so much tenacity, so much heart, bro. It's hard to not want to take your game to the next level when you play next to a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus I'm for the Cavs, keeping their own picks, man. Get your players back and shit. Now, people keep talking this LeBron shit. LeBron should go to that. You know where I think LeBron should go? It ain't the fucking Cavs. Even though I would really love for LeBron to break the NBA scoring record, all-time scoring regular season, because he already got the record, but officially get the regular season most points all-time record in a Cavs uniform. I would love that. I would love that to the max. But I just don't like it for this team. And I don't like it if we got to trade for him. Now, if you asking me, fine. If you could just trade a first round pick and get LeBron, would you do it? I mean, probably, but it ain't gonna work like that. You're gonna have to give up something. So Love contract automatically come into play because he make the most money. And I will put Chetty on there too because he will help fill whatever 40 million LeBron getting. So they get 40 million. That's we got to be within like 13% or 25% of the trade or some shit, 20%, some shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? If we doing it like that, I guess. But I really don't want LeBron back here. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't hating on LeBron and nothing though. But bro, like, how many times you gotta let a person play you before you realize they don't really got your best intentions at heart? You know what I'm saying? That's just the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he's doing is for him, and I think he should do it. But if you're gonna do it, man, go to the Knicks. Go to the Garden and play point. Go play point guard in the Garden. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of Thibodeau. You feel me? Keep you got RJ Barrett over there. You got what's the other dude name that played with them? RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish. You know what I'm saying? You got Julius Randle over there. You got Derrick Rose over there. Quickly Toppin. You feel me? Go play with them. That's what I would like to see. You know what I'm saying? Look, the Knicks could trade. I don't know who they could trade. I mean, they could probably do like Alex Burks and Julius Randle go back. And Julius can play with AD again. And, you know, maybe they throw in a pick or two. I don't know. I don't know. I ain't really gave it that much thought. I was just saying I'd rather LeBron go to play in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Bring some cachet back to New York. You know what I'm saying? They love him in New York. I mean, LA is cool. And his sons can still stay out there and do what they do. You feel me? But I think they're loving in New York. Oh, it's getting windy. It's getting windy. You feel they're loving in New York, though. Technical difficulties. You feel me? One day we'll get it all the way together. But I'd rather see LeBron go play in New York. If he don't break the record in Cleveland, why not go break it in New York City? All right, you already played in Miami, you played in Cleveland, you played in LA. Why not do the trifecta? Go play in New York, go win a championship in New York, bruh. You goated. To be honest, you goated. You feel me? LeBron, go play point. Specifically, go play point in New York. Go play go play the facilitator in New York. You know what I'm saying? But don't get rid of the young guys. Play with RJ Barrett. Play with Cam Reddish. Play with Mitchell Robinson. Play with Obi Toppin. Couple guys over, but play with them guys, man. Trade Julius. You know what I'm saying? But bring back something nice for you. Bring you back a scoring big man. I don't know. We don't want Julius in Cleveland, though, so you can't trade him for love. Maybe they could three-way trade it or something, and y'all can send Gold State something else or something. We could three-way trade it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get love, we get Wiggins, and Golden State get, whoever the fuck they gonna get. But oh shit, that shit make me mad. But anyway, yeah, I don't want to see LeBron back here. I like my Cavs the way they are. I think they headed in the right direction. I think they got a better foundation than a lot of teams, even some teams that's winning right now. You got a facilitating point guard who can stretch the floor. You got another guard who can take anybody one-on-one, two-on-one. You can finish at the rim. He can stretch the floor. I want Colin to get a better handle and be able to shoot off the dribble better. But you got a 4 that's 6'11", 7 feet, can do everything on the floor, can shoot, pass, dribble, post. You know what I'm saying? Defend on the perimeter, defend in the paint. You got a rebounding big man who can run the floor and play above the rim. You got a 7-foot stretch 4 who can play a little wing. You got, a wing that can play a little point, that can get a shot off the dribble or create for others in a sense. You know what I'm saying? You got a defensive, a perimeter defender that's still growing as an offensive talent. You know what I'm saying? You got another young shooter on your team that's been on your team for a couple seasons. You got, like the Cavs got a squad, bro. And they young. That's what makes it so motherfucking fire. They young. The Cavs young. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna contend for a long time. But on the contract talks, I get them. Like I said, I get Sexton and Garland 5 years, 150 million. I give them both 30 million a year. Jared Allen make 20 million a year. Um, Marketing makes 17. Levert makes 17. I just don't feel like Garland should make more than Sexton because we didn't have nobody. Sexton make sure we won at least 22 games a year. And he didn't have half the team Garland had when Garland got his shit together. So just can't. And I feel like Young Bull the face of the team until my boy take over, Evan Mobley. But JB Biggerstaff, JB baby, listen, I cannot get out of here without talking to you. All right. DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz, you know what I'm saying? Streaming on multiple media platforms, you know what I'm saying? You see the link in the chat, feel free to get in, you know what I'm saying? Speak your piece, say something, you know what I'm saying? Come fuck with me. I'm saying that. Let me share this on another social platform as well. JB, all right, you've done a phenomenal job as far as, like really bringing this team along. You've really put us. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. My fault. You feel me? JB Biggerstaff, you um, really helped push the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You've made our team a lot better. Um, we actually got uh a foundation, man. I mean, it's hard to say this any other way. Like, bro, we actually got a foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got really talented players that really get it in. Guys who are hungry, who want to win, who care nothing about whatever, former uh stigma is on the Cavs. And granted though, this regime of players came in, after our finals run. So they got a little different outlook than, But I JB, bro, you gotta go from teaching team basketball to teaching winning basketball. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that is. Hold on. I'm gonna look in the camera when I say this because I feel like I'm just saying this and I'm not looking away. I seem probably like I'm a little unsure. I'm just sharing this in a few, what I'm saying, few in this. And if you just joining in, you feel me? DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz, you feel me? Appreciate y'all joining in, vibing with me. But JB, Mr. Bickerstaff. Let me make sure I give it to you straight. All right, Mr. Bickerstaff, I need you to coach winning basketball. All right, and winning basketball entails or includes you showing your players how to create constant mismatches on every play at all times. You've taught them how to push the pace and how pushing the pace catches the defense off the ball, get off guard to get you in a position to get a good score. You've teaching them in the calf court how to use the pick and roll to set up multiple players. You teach them good team basketball, how to stay in front of their in front of their player. You've done a lot of good things. Oh yeah, and it's about to rain too. Yeah. So but I need you to teach winning basketball. I need you to teach these guys how to use their skill sets to take advantage of a defense on every play. You know what I'm saying? There should be more. Evan Mobley has to be more involved in the offense. He has to be the number one option. He has to be the number one option. Sexton has to be the number two option. And then the third option has to be Garland and Allen. All right. And then the fourth option is whatever. And you notice I said Garland and Allen as the third option together. When you come off that bench, you got Marketing, Okoro, and LeVert. Because I feel like you definitely gotta find the three for sure. Excuse me. Bless you. Thank you. You gotta find a three. Now, could they run back with Marketing at the three? Yes, but then that still leaves us with Love, and I don't want Love. I don't trust Love to play like this another year off the bench for us. He did this so he could get moved. I would like if he would find his own trade to get moved. All right, but if he get moved, I want to get something back for him. And I feel like if we gonna get anything for him, the best we could possibly come out with is getting Andrew Wiggins. Especially if Golden State proves me wrong and they go to the championship this year. That's the best move they got. Unless they're going to use Kevin Love's contract to get a star. Now, what stars could they possibly get? Who could they possibly go get? I don't know. I kind of really don't care because I don't want them to do that. The only trades I want to see is Cedi Osman bringing back some type of draft pick or some type of point guard or big man that I'm speaking of we need. And Kevin Love being traded for an asset. You know what I'm saying? That's, but JB, bro, Evan Mobley is the number one option on offense. Colin Sexton is the number two option on offense. Garland to Allen is the third option. Whether it be Garland getting it off the screen and doing all that. So that's how it should come down. You should come down. You should already be coming down. Evan Mobley should be already finding his sweet spot on the floor. You should be getting into Evan there, moving it around so Sexton could be open and be his outlet pass. If he get doubled up, he can kick it to Sexton because Sexton can either take that shot or take him off the dribble, and Sexton can dump off. You feel me? And then if he do, and he got to kick it out, then he can kick it out to Garland. Now you got your facilitator as your third option who getting the ball in a position where he could take a nigga off the dribble and get a shot. Or Allen can come over and set that pick, and you can have that. And then whoever playing that three, whether just say it is Andrew Wiggins. Bro, Andrew Wiggins as your last option is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And the game gonna seem so easy to him because his skill set fit a role. You feel me? It's just gonna be crazy. But I am DeeTrynt. This is Game Changer Sports Talk. We'll be rocking with y'all talking about NBA playoffs and Cavs. We'll come back doing another segment about the NBA at some point. But definitely subscribe, like, share, follow. You know what I'm saying? Give me your feedback. Let us know what you want to say. Feel free to email me at DeeTrynt at gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? As you can see the tags on the bottom, you know what I'm saying? Feel free to donate that Cash App, you feel me? Or if you in the YouTube chat, go ahead and do it with the power chat, you feel me? It's all love. But it's been a pleasure. DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz. I'm going to catch up with y'all later. Peace.